Hey there, my name's David. On this episode, I want to talk about kind of a really personal, serious issue. I feel like my soul is dying, which is maybe a weird statement, but that's what it feels like. Kind of the final stages of divorce here, and I just want to kind of give some insights on how I'm dealing with this to hopefully help you out. So if you're going through a hard time, or if you're on your weight loss journey, as I cover a lot on this channel here, and you can use this to fuel yourself and push yourself forward and get progress from this pain. So I've been going down through a divorce now for about 3 years, and what I recently noticed is the closer I'm getting, I'm very close to, like, sometime this week, maybe next week, we're kind of finalizing some papers, and then there's a bit of a wait period, but it's coming to an end. And as it gets closer and closer, I'm getting a lot of emotion, a lot of really painful emotion coming up. And the biggest one that's hitting me for the last little while here is like the loss of losing a best friend. I dealt with this like 3 years ago. I thought it was kind of over and done with, but it's just kind of come back and hit me so hard. And yeah, I don't know, that feeling of just not having, you spend every single day with someone, and like most of your waking moments with someone, they know you so well for years, like 5, 6, 7, whatever it was, 7 something years. And then just to have that pulled out of your life, and it's not like replaced, and and then just also just losing your partner, and when that wasn't what you wanted, it wasn't wasn't my choice or whatever. So you get I don't know, I just have a feeling of like a strong sense of loss, and also not feeling loved, and I haven't had that replaced in my life to kind of a capacity that I need. I have friends, but yeah, so it almost feels like a brick wall I've hit here, where it's like I've buried myself in my work for so long, where I'm like, I'll just push through, and it's at a point where it's like my heart feels so empty, and it's just so in need of love that it's I don't know, it's rough. I just need to keep pushing forward to get the divorce done. But I want to give some tips here to help any of you out who have any sort of issues like this, or if it's in regards to your weight loss. I know a lot of people, they just like, their self-esteem is so shattered from looking in the mirror, not seeing someone who's super fit or lean or whatever. I used to be like that. So what I'm doing here, it's still a battle every day. As you can see here, it's freezing cold. I'm freezing cold out here, but it's like, you got to get it done. You got to get out for your run every day, or whatever it is. You want to get on a bike in your house, or whatever it is, or a bike outside, or go swim at the pool, or you just got to get out and you got to exert some energy. It just really makes a huge difference. Another major thing you want to do is take whatever feeling you have and write it down on a piece of paper, and like write it in the middle. So if it's like depression or sadness or frustration or whatever it is, and for me it would just be like a complete emptiness, like a void. Then on one side you can write you, and then on the other side is what you want in your life. Like just be honest with yourself, like what do you need, what's the end goal, and you write that on the other side, and then start writing down words in between those that you need to do to get there. And then you have an action plan, so you don't need to think about it when you're sad or you're frustrated or whatever it is, and you just look at that piece of paper and you see like, oh, okay, I need to do this, this, and this. If you have body issues and you're so ashamed of yourself or whatever, between you and the, like, say that is you being lean or whatever, and you have the word fat in there, then the word running or the word lifting or whatever it is, sometimes just a visual map like that really changes things up for people, and it just allows you to see it and it's actually manifested in the physical world. It really helps to get progress. So I know it's quite likely that I won't get in a super long big run out here, because I'm really limited to these trails that I'm on right now. So you just do your best to actually get to achieve your goals. So in my case, I'm going to get out here, and I got my special trail running shoes on. They have like tank tire grips on them, and I still slip on some stuff, but I'm getting out here and I'll feel better about it. I'll go home and I'll do a bit of a lifting session, and then I'll go play volleyball for 2 hours tonight. You just got to keep yourself busy in these times, and things that give you progress to your final goal. Progress equals happiness. Different balance between that and fulfillment and all these other things. But I know for myself, if I do nothing and I just cry in my bed, then it doesn't get me any closer by tomorrow. But by tomorrow, if I wake up, I'm like, oh yeah, I did 3 workouts. I'm getting just that much leaner and that much more fit, and because I want to climb a bunch of different mountains this year. I really want to do Mount Whitney in one day. I want to just solo that one day up and down. Just coming on runs like this, it's just like clockwork. Just flushes the emotions out every time. Yeah. So number one thing about progress is not only getting some progress, but the further you can push that progress, the better, the more self-love you'll feel. So in this situation here, I'm almost done my run. When I came out here, I was expecting to do about 6 or 7 kilometers. I know it's icy out here, but I was just gonna, even if I had to walk on the ice, I'd do that. I came to a fork in the road and I saw the trail. I was like, no, I can push this. And so I've come up this other fork. I'm heading back now. And now checking my distance, I'm on track doing about 12 or 13 kilometers, which is double what I expected when I came out to do this. And now I'm already feeling like that's awesome. Like I pushed it. I went past what I was expecting, past what I could even expect to be doing out here in the snow, as you can see, snowing on me right now. And this sort of self-love will carry me forward to the next day, and not just add another 1 or 2 steps forward in the right direction, but like 10 steps. Like it gives me a leap forward. And this stuff can really compound when we're really feeling down. Like if I'm really sad or whatever, this will really carry me forward to the next day. And if I keep doing this every day, I go to the gym and I push it extra hard and I do this and do that, that self-love really stacks up. I notice the worst part for me is when the weather's really bad and it's really hard to get outside. That's when I start losing those, the upward spiral, and it starts becoming a downward spiral, just because when the weather is really bad, sometimes there's sheets of ice out here and I just can't get outside. There's no excuse though. I can work out at home or whatever, but there's times so when it gets like that. So it's important to really plan stuff out so you don't get into these situations. So really the big takeaway from this video is progress equals happiness. It's a Tony Robbins original there. And it just really, you need to know that you're moving forward. So even the next morning you wake up and you're sad or you're angry or frustrated or whatever your emotion is that you're dealing with, or if it's situation, at least you're one step closer. If you're not going any closer, the situation will get worse. You'll feel worse, and then you'll start to eat more crap and get fatter or whatever, get into a downward spiral. That's how they happen. You want to create an upward spiral, and all you need is just tiny footsteps. You don't even need to take strides, just one foot in front of the other, just a couple steps, just to start creating that upward spiral to get yourself out. I find it personally so helpful to myself, because I've listened to so many different things and put so much in my brain that even when I'm in such a bad state, I remember this stuff and I'm able to do this for myself, even though I don't want to do it. I feel like garbage, or I just feel horribly sad, or whatever it is. And so it really does help to get this in your mind. So even if you're listening to this and you're like, oh, okay, I'll think about it later or whatever, and then one day you're in a bad state and it comes back to your mind, it'll be there for you. And the more you get this in your brain, the more you'll have these tools when you need them. So that does it for this episode. I just wanted to film this while I'm in this state and stuff, because you know, if I think back to like maybe a year ago or whatever, and I'm trying to remember details, it's just not the same as like when you're in the moment. And this is when I can know what I've done for myself that helps and actually is working, and pass along to you guys, so you can get out of that state, so you can achieve those weight loss goals, or even if it's just some sort of sadness or whatever it is. I mean, all this stuff is usually very much tied. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode, or you got something out of it. Be sure to subscribe, and until next one, have a good one.